This is Jackie Helvey, and I'm here with Vimala from Vimala's Curryblossom Café. Hey, Vimala.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing well. Good to see you, Jackie.
Good to see you too. And for folks who don't know, in addition to your restaurant, which we're going to talk about, you are also very much a social activist in our community. You do so much good for so many people, and your motto is when Vimala cooks, everyone eats. I love that. That's just wonderful. So tell everybody, everything is in flux right now. Nobody knows what restaurants are open, what's going on. So what's happening down at the Curryblossom Café?
Well, Curryblossom Café has been in place for 11 years as a brick and mortar restaurant.
Wow, time
Yes,
flies,
I,
huh?
I just say that because um, when we came into business in downtown Chapel Hill, it was a very unlikely thing because um, I really wasn't even thinking of owning a restaurant.
Right.
I wasn't thinking of owning a business. I was going about my work just cooking from the house and having community gatherings,
Hmm.
which only happened once a week or maybe once in 2 weeks. I was trying to go to law school. I
Right.
just had an ambition to become a lawyer. That's why I got involved in the study of political science and political theory when I was young.
Hmm.
But years had gone by, yet
Right.
time had stood still for me, and all I could think of was going back to what I left off before I came to the United States in 1980.
Hmm. So then, and back then you had a whole different career, right?
Well, not exactly. I I have had a couple different careers.
Hmm.
I always believed that my career should be related to my latest degree, and
Hmm.
I became a collector of degrees before I could have an actual career. That was because I would go to school, get a degree, but then I would come home and find out that my immigration status didn't allow me to get a straight up job.
Oh.
So I got my latest degree in 1989,
Hmm.
a master's degree in educational media technology. And you could call everything I did using that, like television production,
Hmm.
starting a public access television station in Chapel Hill.
The People's Channel.
Yes,
Hmm.
and giving lectures in communication and media and presentation skills. All of those you could call it my career, but
Right.
wasn't making a lot of money with it because they were small contract positions that didn't really pan out for the long term.
Right. So you started doing the cooking thing, and you were doing it from your home.
Yeah,
And what happened then?
well, it went on for a good 18 years. So
Wow.
um, we, my kids would help me sometimes, and sometimes they didn't. I would go shopping for groceries after I had dropped off my kids in three different schools. They were in elementary school, middle school, and high school in the Chapel Hill Carborough school system,
Hmm.
and then go shopping for groceries at the local grocery store. And friends of mine would meet me at the house, maybe one or two friends who had gone dumpster diving. They would pick up surplus food from either um, one of the two health food stores in town,
Right.
and we would all cook up the food into delicious, wholesome food. The kind of food that I serve these days and stand by started happening just miraculously off my kitchen table onto the stove and onto the countertop. By 5 o'clock, we had all these bowls filled with lots and lots of food. That's basically what the dinners at the house was about. But
Wow.
you were asking what happened. What happened was the list of email um, subscribers grew and grew to over 1,500 people.
Wow.
And someone on that list who received an announcement one day forwarded it to the health department to kind of tell on me. And
Oh.
that Friday afternoon, after my husband had driven off in his truck with the food to Johnny's coffee shop, and he was going to set up, and I was going to follow him there, the phone rang, and it was the head of the Orange County Health Department,
Wow.
Connie Pixley.
Uh-huh.
And I answered the phone and I told her that this was me, Vimala Rajendran, and she said, I'm calling because you are about to serve food at a Carborough coffee shop without a permit. And I said, what is it going to take for me to get a permit? Should I come and see you on Monday? So that was my biding my time to decide what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an appointment at 10 a.m. on Monday, the second Monday in October. Before we could get there, Saturday came along and we were at the Carborough Farmers Market, and the former owner of Sandwich, a shop that's now closed,
Mm-hmm.
but really lovely sandwich shop that was located in the courtyard in Chapel Hill, was standing at the farmers market. And I told him what happened the day before because he was one of my subscribers too.
Right.
And he mentioned that they were moving further up and his space was going to be available in a matter of 2 or 3 months. So that was the information I needed to inform the health department that I had a place in mind and we were going to be a restaurant.
Oh, that's fantastic. Then you had to jump through all those hoops that go along with having a restaurant.
That's right. Yeah, the permitting process.
Right.
Which of course taught me and our family a lot of what we needed to know to set the place up, buy the food and cook it all up, and how to check the temperature of the food. You know, I just didn't know anything. In fact, I didn't even know how to turn on a commercial oven
Oh, wow.
before we opened the restaurant.
That's an incredible story. So now the restaurant is open. Before we go any further, I want folks to know what's going on with the restaurant right now. Your hours.
Well, when the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic began in March of 2020, the first thing we did was all of us put on masks.
Mm-hmm.
And into the third week, when a health inspector came to check on us and inspect our space, she was even asking why we were all wearing masks when CDC had not determined it or the governor had not asked us to do it.
Right.
I was like, we are trying to keep ourselves safe.
Right.
So keeping ourselves, the workers inside the restaurant, safe, and keeping our guests, the customers who depended on this delicious, wholesome food to raise their family on,
Mm-hmm.
keeping them safe, was really the topmost priority for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we wore masks, we washed hands, we distanced ourselves, which is the 3 W's that the state of North Carolina talks about.
Mm-hmm.
We put that into place mid-March of 2020. And then we made a couple of signs at the restaurant where we asked the people to wash their hands before they ate their food. And that really went on for about a week. As soon as the first lockdown order came from the governor of North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
we made sure that we were not letting anybody else except our restaurant workers come inside the restaurant. We closed the doors and we started doing cold food which, by the way, is still being sold a year later,
Mm-hmm.
which is called ready to reheat fully cooked food, and people love it. It's something they can give to somebody who is infirmed, or they can keep in their own refrigerator or even freeze and bring it out later. So it's all this food that we have cooked at the restaurant that was being sold cold.
Right.
And we set up a online shop where people could order and pay in advance, and then just come and pick up their bag. We changed that after about a few months. I think 4 or 5 months. We started serving small amounts of hot, ready to eat food, and that has been becoming more and more popular. So we have both hot food and cold food being sold pretty much through our back door, what we call the curbside pickup.
Right.
However, it's about 4 weeks ago today, so I would say mid-April we started serving the food ready to eat right there on our stainless steel plates and little stainless steel bowls, and with washable cutlery.
Mm-hmm. So now folks can actually come to the restaurant
Yes.
and eat out on the patio. Is the inside open also?
The inside is not open
Okay.
for coming in. It's not open for ordering or for using the bathroom.
Right.
In the courtyard, there are 2 locked bathrooms. We keep the key to it, and you can use it if you wish. And we recommend that you wash your hands. We have provided sanitizers right at the entryway of the courtyard. And parking is free after 6 p.m. and on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's good.
Sunday actually doesn't matter because we've always been closed on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
So we're only open 6 days of the week, and our hours are 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And then you're having music, didn't you say you're starting?
Yeah.
You started the live music again.
We have always had live music on Thursdays with Southern Roots. They are a 4-member band that play music that's from all over. You know, they play jazz and Americano, folk, etc.
Right. Now, what are you doing? I know that you're very involved just with the community. What's going on with that right now? Do you have any? I know things have been at a standstill pretty much for a lot of, events and things of that nature. Do you have anything coming up, social activist wise?
Well, this has been really interesting. When the pandemic began, we started cooking up lots of food and giving food away to our African American, predominantly African American neighborhood in the north side,
Right.
through Jackson Center. Jackson Center partners with us, and they have found some funding to offset the cost, but we have been doing that for about 15 months now.
Wow.
And that's one place where I have been deliberately making culturally relevant food. So it's been Southern soul food that I have been cooking for that. I have made everything from fried chicken to meatloaf and fish fry even, and it's been well received. The neighbors are so happy. We call them the African American shut-in community because of their age and the pandemic. They couldn't leave their homes, so we were dropping off ready-to-eat hot food once a week.
Well, that's fantastic. Vimala, you are such a wonderful person, restaurant owner and community activist. Thank you so much for all that you do, and continue to good luck.
Wait, I'm not
Okay,
done yet.
you're not.
I'm not done yet.
See why I named it what I named it?
I have to tell you,
Uh-huh.
we are having an ongoing partnership with the Refugee Support Center. led by our own Flicka Bateman. So through the Refugee Support Center, we have been giving cooked food and sometimes some groceries to um, about 29 refugee families.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
we are bringing that to a close for a couple different reasons. So if you're um, hearing me say this, please step up, step forward. We are hiring right now. We are short-staffed and we are also underfunded.
Right.
So we will be having one more refugee meal giveaway, and then after that, on June 3rd, we are going to gather the same families, and anyone else is welcome to come. We're going to have a tea, and we're calling it a high tea because we will have some substantial snacks to go with the tea at 2 p.m. at Curryblossom Café in the courtyard.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Vimala.